Hey guys, thought we'd do a little bit of aerial photography today since the wind's up and it's looking like a reasonable day. Thought I'd give you a little bit of a look at how I do this. This is my little homemade reel, just some bolts, bits of aluminium. That's a John Deere wheel spinner for a tractor. You put it on the steering wheel and you can just do that. Makes an excellent reel holder. That spins pretty freely. So first off, I tend to like putting my line out first. You can launch straight from the reel and then tie your kite off and do the put your camera on, but I like to put the line out first, attach it. I'll show you how I do it anyway. So I'll wander down here. Now I've got a few obstructions around with a few trees, wind's coming from there, a few buildings, it's coming over a hill, so it's a bit gusty and turbulent, so I'm going to try and get the kite up high pretty quickly. So I'll run out sort of line to sort of about here. Alright, so I've run out, I don't know, maybe 40 metres of line. And then I need to tie that line off to something. Is this very handy little doodad here. That's just a cleat. That could be a bit of wood. I've just bolted it to a bit of aluminium, whatever you like. And what I do, I could clip that to the fence, but just for a bit of extra oomph, I'll pop a strap around that post. Not that there's going to be that much pull. Put my cleat on there. And then do this. And sort of a few wraps around there, and that's not going anywhere. So it's maybe 10 to 15 knots today. I'm going to try the little Ultrafoil 16. Ultrafoil 15, I beg your pardon. From Into The Wind Kites in the US. Haven't flown this one for a little while. Got to remember which is which. Just use a lark's head to attach your flying line. And we seem to have a big bundle on the tail. Alright, this is why I like having my flying line already attached to something, like a fence post, so I've got a hand free. I can stick that line under my arm and see if I can sort out the tail. Now it's quite gusty down towards ground level, so we've got the kite on, tail's free, got rid of all the knots in the bridles, and I can just walk back and let that line through my hands and get that kite to a bit of height where it gets into some clearer air. Right, so I've got the kite up, that's flying nice and stably up there. I'll walk a little bit of the line down and attach the camera. I'll show you how I do that. Now for walking the line down, this is why I like it attached to a fence post. You can clip a pulley or a carabiner, and in this case I've just got a carabiner attached to my harness via a rope, and that will allow me to have both hands free to attach the camera. So when I get to the point where I want to put the camera on, I can let that carabiner go. It's still attached to me. I've got both hands free. Now, attaching camera via what is called, and I might have the pronunciation of this wrong, a Picavet mount. Picavet. And this funny little contraption which was made again out of bits in the shed. I think I might be just slightly crossed up here somewhere, I think through there. If you look up Picavet on the web, you'll find all sorts of plans for these. Make sure my lines... So the idea is, these can be on any slope. And look, I'm moving that, those two carabiners up and down quite a bit, and the mount stays level. It's only a bit of ply and some little cup hook type things there, so it's cost almost nothing to build. But it doesn't matter how much these two carabiners bounce up and down, that mount stays level. Now, how do you attach these? Clip them on the line there, and then wrap the line around the back of the carabiner. 3 times like that. Under tension it locks. If you take the tension off, you can slide the carabiner up and down, but once there's tension on that, that locks nicely. Do that again with this one. Wind the line 3 times around the back of the carabiner, and done. And I make sure my mount is nice and level. That looks pretty good. Now my GoPro is going to be upside down, so make sure you select upside down in the menu so all your photos come out the right way up. So to attach my GoPro to the Picavet mount, it's got the usual camera 1/4 inch adapter on there. Yeah, no, I'm going to point it down that way so I don't get any string in the shot, or kite line. And I usually find maybe around 45 degrees is about right. Switch her on. And you get all these shots of yourself staring at the camera going, duh. 3, 2, 1, click, there you go. Yep, away we go. Okay, so level your mount, and that should pretty well keep self-leveled. So which way is that going to? I might turn that a little bit more this way, so it's sort of photographing directly underneath the kite. You'll get lots of different angles because it tends to sort of wobble around a bit depending on how stable the wind is. Alright, now I can wander back to the reel and let some line out and get some height on it. Very handy to wear gloves. And I'll take this with me so I can clip it to either my harness or a fence if I need to bring the kite down. And then we can let some line out. That's flying pretty well, you know. That's that lifts the weight of the GoPro pretty easily. There's a couple of kilos to pull on the line. It's not any strain. I've got a HQ Flowform 2, which has got probably twice the pull of this. That's a pretty good kite. And a Capfoil 5 metre, which again that's an HQ, but the Capfoil 5 metre is fabulous. That's flying reasonably steep. Right, so I've been for a bit of a walk around the property, which gets a little interesting walking in between trees. Ultrafoil's been quite good actually. It's been nice and stable and hasn't done anything untoward. Just needed a little bit of creative. There's a few kilos of tension on that now. Bit of creative. What would you call that? Locking off of the. Then I need to lock off my line to the fence. Can either clip it straight to the wire, or I've just used a strap around the post there. Then I can go and get my kite. Well, not quite level. That's probably the weight of the GoPro being a bit more towards the back, but if you get that weight of the GoPro nice and central, that will actually stay pretty level. But considering how much it jumps up and down, it's a very simple, if slightly strange, solution to the problem of how do you mount a camera. That's quite good. Mount, just reverse the process. It's a very handy way to attach things to a kite line that's under tension. Now I tend to clip these two carabiners together, try and keep the line from getting tangled. Just try and drape it over in one and then wrap around there. The only expensive bit about that is the carabiners, and you can like get those in a hardware shop for a couple of bucks, or a climbing shop for sort of $12 or $15. Yeah, see, once it starts getting down into the turbulent air, she's going side to side and making a bit of a pig of itself. It likes to be up in the cleaner air. And without having any tension on the line, it's now quite easy and very fast to reel that in.